Good morning, family. I pray everybody is doing okay. I want to talk to you guys about something that I just went through. I have been dealing with temptation. And when I say dealing with temptation, I mean, like, for real, for real. Last relationship, I'll just be transparent here, was over 5 years. I lost somebody that I didn't know I loved them as much as I did. I had to care for them. I went through a lot with them, but I realized how deeply I felt about them after I lost them. And I didn't think God was going to bring anybody back into my life that would even make me interested again, because for the most part, ew. If you know, you know. And I know there are good ones out there. Don't get me wrong. I truly know there are good ones out there because I have met one. And the thing is, I was like shocked and then pleased and then really, like, I get to have this. That was my feelings. This is basically for the women, but it might help some guys. So anyway, everything was going really well, and there wasn't much about this man that was negative. And there isn't. Let me make that clear. There isn't. But God started working on me, and it was like, you can't be with that person. And I felt it, and I tried to push it away. And because it wasn't him saying it, it was just a no was coming through. And I'm like, kind of ignoring it because I'm feeling some things I haven't felt in a while, and I'm having joy. It's not happiness, it's joy. So anyway, everything was going fine, and then I started feeling that, and I started pulling away and trying to figure it out. And the pulling away was what God wanted. But to me, I'm like, this is not fair. I need to be able to talk to this person and let them know, you know, what's going on. But things just kept happening. Like, the weather got really bad, and or it was just schedules weren't lining up. And I'm like, okay, God. And the more I kept getting that feeling of no, you can't have, y'all know, the more you want. And I can say this may not be the first time that I've felt that war that is talked about between your spirit and your flesh. But baby, I felt it this time. And I felt it for a week. And it was like, why can't I have what I want? What is the problem? And last night, I'll just say it got to the point where I had to have a conversation. And in that conversation, I felt like I caused pain. And that hurt me because I thought God was bringing me my joy, who I was looking for. And I find out, not for you. Not for you. And I cannot explain how much that hurt, to the point that yesterday I did a video and I was like, I don't care. Like, I am not going to be obedient in this area. And the reason I'm not going to be obedient is because it's been 5 years and I want that joy back in my life. I want to be a helpmate. I want to be able to nurture and to love on and be loved on and cared for. And it was like, I want my connection. I wanted my Boaz. And I felt like that's not fair. Like, haven't I gone through enough that why can't I have this? And yesterday I was at the point where I even made a video, and I was going to, you know, post this video about being disobedient in this area. I'm sorry, Father, you're going to have to forgive me for this one, because I'm getting ready to do this. And communication, I told you, things have been happening, like schedules not lining up, weather, like communication, like it was just like there was nothing coming back, or if it was still being blocked, covered by that feeling of no, you can't. Not with a why, just no. I feel like God was saying, I'm saying no strongly, and you are not listening. So I went to church last night. We had this class that's come up. One of our pastors is still here. So I went to church. And when I went, my mind was on what I wanted. And I wasn't praying in my prayer. When I was talking, what I was doing was getting distracted because I wanted what I wanted. And needless to say, God made it. He made it so that my mind, I asked him that these thoughts don't belong here, Father, and I know they don't belong here. So forgive me and you know, help me to push these aside. I didn't want to cast them down because, you know, I didn't want to not think about this. So I was being defiant in way too many ways. Let's just put it like that. And finally, my mind got to be where it was supposed to be. So I'm praying, and I started listening to what this pastor was saying and what he was teaching us. And he was teaching us about our realities. And what I heard and what I finally got through this thick skull of mine was that God will tell you something. He will tell you something. And he will tell you in a way that it is like you feel it. You don't necessarily hear it, but you feel it. And you feel it strongly. And at one point, I was ready to bolt out my door. It's like I'm going to get what I want. And I'm going to see this person. I just want to be around this person. And God said, no. And he rooted me to the floor. If you have never been rooted to the floor, I'm here to tell you, that's a new type of feeling. I wanted to leave. I wanted to walk away. I wanted to go get my happiness, which is circumstantial. Depends on what's happening. And for 2 hours, y'all, I could barely move 10 feet. Like I was standing in my living room, looking at my door, going, I'm just going to walk. I'm just going to go. And I couldn't get out the house. My flesh and my spirit were fighting. And I mean fighting. I could feel that. I could feel that. That urge to move, to go, was being held. And when I say held, I mean held to where it was like there was a heaviness on me. And I didn't go. Like I said, after the conversation, haven't seen him. Spoken, but haven't seen him. And then after church last night, I just got confirmed. We were talking about the inner witness came up. And the inner witness is one that will confirm when you are asking God about something. It'll confirm it in a way where it's like, I was told it's like a velvety feeling, but a soft, warm feeling that you get from, and it's internal, and you know it's okay. You can do that. That's God's approval. And I'm sitting here having this on me, and then I'm listening to people, or it's just coming up out of the blue about how you shouldn't, how you should deal with temptations, or, why you should do what God, being obedient. Don't let these things happen to you because you're being pulled in for something. If God is telling you no about something, he has something better for you. And I just couldn't fathom that. But after all of these outside confirmations, and these are not people that I've talked to about anything, I heard how God does it last night. And then I realized, you were doing this to me. You were giving me the opportunity. You were giving me the opportunity to not save face, but to change my mind before I went too far. God always gives us another chance. And I feel blessed. I feel blessed because he didn't allow me to move. He didn't allow me to make that mistake. He gave me confirmation of his decision in this area in my life, which was a hard no. And all that defiance, all that rebellion, all that disobedience that I wanted to pursue, he said, baby girl, I told you no. And this is the feeling that you received, and you know it's a no. And now I'm going to confirm it by outsiders. They're believers, but by outsiders, so that you can know that I am the one who is saying you cannot have, you will not do. He didn't give me a reason, but that confirmation was so powerful that there is no doubt in my mind that I will have my Boaz, and they will have their Ruth. We are not meant to be what we want to be because God has something better for both of us. And I think this is one of those things where people come into your life for a reason, a season, and or a lifetime. And I think we were just in that reason area, showing one another that this is still going to happen for you. This can still happen for you. There were some things that we discussed, and I think that we needed to talk to one another. We needed to be around one another because we could talk about God and how he moves and why he moves the way he moves comfortably. Okay, another reason why it was a pro. But we could delve into stuff and gain understanding. And I could explain things that he wasn't aware of. And he could show me things that I didn't think I was going to see anymore, have anymore, feel anymore. I think that God allowed us that glimpse of, yes, it is going to come. This is just not it. And you have to be patient. So this whole 14 minutes, y'all, I'm sorry, but I had to get this off my chest. Ladies, men, God has for us what he has for us. And he loves us in such a way that he will move, and other people will move and confirm what he is saying to you. And when you really don't want to hear it, look for those confirmations. When you feel that feeling and you know this is a hard no from God, don't let that make you feel like he's not going to give you what you want. Understand what he is saying is that, baby, this isn't it. What I have for you is better. What I have for you is coming. And I know that you like this and you think that this is it. But God always does more than what we ask for, what we can imagine for. So the thought that I am going to be able to have, and he is going to be able to have something greater than what we think we had, I am so excited. I'm excited. And I pray that we are able to stay connected as friends, have these conversations, speak truths to one another, and sharpen one another. Because iron does sharpen iron. And I was thinking about that song, you know, the one Usher, it was like, we still good, but we're not good, you know. Right time, or right place, wrong time. Right person, wrong time. It is so hard to explain. There is so much in this. It's, I know it's kind of a rant. But when you know and you get an answer and it's a deep, residing, sometimes no, it's not a bad thing. We like to think it is. And we like to push against whatever is telling us you can't. But if you take the time and you keep asking God why, he's going to start telling you, showing you, and he's going to back up his word. And he's not somebody coming to you saying, oh, God told me to tell you, because don't believe stuff like that. But he will give you a feeling. He will give you a direction. And it is clear. And you don't want to accept it. He'll start confirming what he told you by other believers. And if you're lucky, you'll pay attention. You'll hear it. You'll feel it. And you get revelation. And with that revelation, you'll have peace. You'll have peace. So don't fall into temptation. I know it's there. I know it's hard. And the amount of rebellion that was in me yesterday, I understand. I understand. But just hold on. Just hold on. I don't have yet, but it's coming. It's coming soon. And I need to be in the right place, positioned just so. And God will take care of all of that so that I'll receive. And I won't block my own blessing. And I know it says, watch and pray, it's Matthew 26:41. Watch and pray that you may not enter into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. Y'all, that is so true. I'm telling you, it is so true. But, blessed is the man who remains steadfast under trial. For when he has stood the test, he will receive the crown of life, which God has promised to those who love him. Let no one say when he is tempted, I am being tempted by God. For God cannot be tempted with evil. God is love. I am so grateful. I am so grateful that God answered and showed me. And it wasn't just, no. And I think that has to do with growth. And I think that has to do with what he has designed for you and where he wants you to go. In your relationship with him, the deeper it gets, the clearer he is. So it is possible to avoid temptation. It is possible to pull yourself back. And it is possible to communicate your why. Even when you can't explain it, you can communicate. God is saying no. You may not be able to say why he's saying no, but you can say he's saying no. And when you can talk to someone who loves God and has a relationship with God, they can understand that. It's a good day. It really is. And I'm grateful for this. And I know it's long and I'm so sorry. But at the same time, I'm not. It's amazing how God is with his children. It is so cool how when you keep asking, he gives you revelation. And it's a firm revelation. I'm good. I'm good. God bless y'all. I hope somebody understood this crazy. I truly do. And I'm very sorry for the length. Sometimes, you know, when you start talking, it just...